Well, this morning and all week long, we are talking side gigs here on Denver 7. So to kick it off, we're going 360 with multiple perspectives on the future of work in Colorado.
Nearly half of all Americans have a second job. Some say gigs need more regulation to protect contractors. Others say the companies that launched the gig economy need to be left alone so they can create more jobs. So
this morning, Denver 7's Nicole Brady takes the gig economy for a 360 spin.
The 9 to 5. It was never the right fit for Lori Bissell.
I went to secretary school like in 1970s when I first got out of high school, and I got my first corporate job and I hated it. I just hated it.
A freelancer for decades, Lori recently got into the app-based economy.
My flip phone died 4 years ago, and I had to get a smartphone, and a week later I started driving for Lyft.
Tens of thousands of Coloradans work in this new gig economy for companies like Rover, DoorDash, TaskRabbit, and of course Uber and Lyft. So let's take a ride around the block and go 360 with viewpoints from a gig worker, a job seeker, a workforce recruiter, and the politicians. Last month, Governor Jared Polis created the Office of Future Work, and a big part of it is determining how the state should approach the gig economy.
More and more people are participating in the gig economy, the shared economy, different job. They no longer have their benefits from one employer. For those who do, that's great. But for the increasing number of people who divide their time, the questions are, how do they get their health care? How do they get their pension and retirement?
One way is through regulation. California's governor just signed a law reclassifying independent contractors as employees, so companies have to provide them certain benefits. Uber and Lyft have pledged millions of dollars to fight the law. Governor Polis says there are no plans right now to copy California, but Republicans are already wary, saying the government should stay out of it.
I don't see a place where government can step in and do things better than the free market can.
Sage Naumann, spokesperson for Colorado's Senate Republicans, says workers are already adapting to changes in the economy.
It's up to the individual to actually look and see what's out there and available. You know, I have to apply for jobs. I'm sure you've had to as well. That's just what we do as individuals.
Job seekers like Anthony Martinez, who was recently laid off, understand the need to be flexible in today's economy, but he still wants a full-time job, not a gig.
I think it is still for me because I'm a little bit older. You know, for people that have been displaced, really it's about taking a good inventory of all the things that you can do. A lot of it is transferable.
Fortunately, he's finding plenty of companies hiring. Arapahoe Douglas Works' Stephanie Mufik says there are industries desperate for workers who have the right skills.
The opportunities are still there for that full-time employment, the stability, the health care, the 401k, that kind of thing, the future. The problem is trying to get the people who don't have the skills into those jobs that are requiring those skills. That's where the gap is right now.
She says Colorado is on the right track, with schools here pushing skills training and apprenticeships to make sure kids today have careers tomorrow, not just side jobs. But there will always be people like Lori.
I like the flexibility that it provides me, and it pays my bills.
The freedom of gig work is worth some of the benefits she's giving up. She doesn't support California's crackdown on the gig economy and hopes Colorado will let independent contractors remain just that.
It works for me. That's all I can say, is that it really works for me.
A workforce that works for all Coloradans may not be one size fits all. We know for sure it will continue to change.
I figure like in 20 years we'll all be picked up by pods or something, but
whether you're doing a side hustle or just hustling.
Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living.
Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
You know, it's so funny. I had a dream last night that I had a side gig at Blockbuster. And I was going to miss anchoring the news because I couldn't get out of my side gig.
One of the Blockbusters left is in Oregon.
In my hometown.
There you go.
If you have a side gig or a second job, we want to hear from you. Let us know how it works for you in this comments on this post to the Denver 7 Facebook page. You can also email us your thoughts to 360@thedenverchannel.com.
We will have a look at side hustles all week long here on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m. From renting out baby gear to selling old clothes. We'll look at the side gigs that pay off and those that don't. And then Contact 7 has the warning signs that a potential side gig is really just a scam.